best of 5. And we'll see where MKOI decides to go with their AD carry now. Super, a little bit further down his pecking order, but Civ is going to be the lock. Good wave clear, can do a lot of damage as well from range because of the ricochet during team fights.
Yeah, obviously a different style of kind of assisting in those fights. You know, yeah, I think he's going to be regretting the buy now. You know, you go Swifties to obviously be able to shrug off some of the slows coming through from the Electro Harpoons and to really be able to punish, but they could easily dive this, I think. I think he has pretty much no chance to get out.
Early subjugate possible from Elyoya. There it goes as they look for Driver under the tower. No escape. Alvaro tanks it perfectly, and MKOI are on the board.
Nicely done by MKOI. They really punished Driver. Over-aggressive on the teleport. He didn't have to actually quick.
Yeah, first grab already gone here for Junja. Alvaro and Super trying to come across. Driver is there to defend, as are Kaiwing and Doggo. Elyoya on the red buff right now. Super was looking for the steal with the Boomerang Blade, but can't find it. CFO seem to be happy with just getting the objective, the feat of the neutral objectives there from the Grubs. We'll leave one left up.
Honestly, nice bluff by the MKOI bot lane. They kind of just walked forward.
You make sure that CFO can't force you into a soul point fight too early. Jojo coming across, the TPs come out from Hongq down towards that bottom side. Kaiwing with the Sun, True Shot Barrage going out as well as Junja looks at the smite but can't get it. Hongq looking for the flank here as Jojo goes forward, flashes away from CFO. Junja in with the Crescent Guard and they dive onto Elyoya, but Elyoya heals so much with the Subjugate and survives by flashing out. MKOI on the retreat. Looking for those gang paths, but great vision control from CFO. Elyoya going down towards bot as Driver no longer has a flash of his own. Does have the Unstoppable Onslaught and could just walk away for now. Junja coming across, Unstoppable Onslaught goes in. Elyoya's going to get knocked up with the Decimating Smash. Subject coming out as well as Elyoya has no flash, but look at him bonking down Junja. Crescent Guard comes out. Junja in the middle of his own ultimate will survive. Bait seal from Jojo Pun. Junja flashes away. Jojo flashes back, but Driver gets the double.
Nicely done there by CFO. Driver walking out with a double kill as they chase in so deep. Elyoya has no flash, so he just decides, you know what, I'm going to try to fight my way out. I'm going to stand. I'm going to get that lethal tempo, I think, stacked up as it looked like he had, and was just whacking away, but couldn't actually quite get the kill. Jojo was going in for that initial trade with a Soul and Bound. That expires. Elyoya is still kind of in there briefly.
Speeds are just out of this world. It's like the Flash trying to...
No, the reactions are actually really slow. It's just the game's even slower.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Explains why I've never got past Master.
And maybe a bit of an overcommitment there, you know, from Elyoya. He kind of stand and fought, and Jojo obviously there to try to back him up. Is going to be able to just snap back. We'll see if he can actually chase after him, though.
Jojo's just dead! The Fate Seal, I believe, was still a second off cooldown. Didn't quite come up, and great play from Hongq. Solar Flare's going to land onto Alvaro, who pops the Unbreakable Will, flash away from the Zenith Blade, but still caught by it. Super's now running for the hills as Kaiwing continues to chase him. The Ignite down into the Flash Shield of Daybreak. Wind becomes Lightning. Junja looking for it, but Elyoya's killed off Kaiwing. Hongq coming in from the side as well as Elyoya tries to get away. He's going to have to flash. Alvaro forced back to the base as well. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Driver is absolutely decimating Mirwin, even with the Equalizer down. The roar of the Slayer and the Soul Furnace. Driver brings down the axe and gets the solo.
To respond from MKOI. Instead, they're going to head towards the dragon here, but it's only the second dragon. And CFO
after jab, Driver's going to step in here. Doesn't have the Unstoppable Onslaught. Jojo jumps onto Junja. The dragon secured. Base seal as well. Even with the Crescent Guard down, Junja's going to die. Kaiwing looking for the flank position here as Hongq's going to TP in. Mirwin's coming in with his own teleport, but doesn't have the Equalizer. Doggo jumps across the wall and has to do Arcane Shift away. Hongq looking for that flank. Solar Player flashed away from. Hongq needs to be a little bit careful. Decimating Smash hitting the Zenith Blade just short. The Rhylights from Hongq is going to get the slow.
Hongq, he is getting ridiculously far ahead. The Soul Laners making all the difference so far in these early Kaiwing.
Doggo jumps in. Kaiwing on a good flank position, and Hongq dives in immediately with the Solar Player coming out. Jojo is deceased, and now Alvaro might suffer the same fate. Hongq looking for that flank, isn't going to go for it. Alvaro has to pop the ultimate, and CFO will get the kill and get the Autocon as well.
Yeah, just great vision control, great placement here from Kaiwing, you know, sitting over. It is this ward that really kind of made all the difference up on that top side. You know, he sees Jojo approaching, he's in that side brush.
The Drake's going to be secured by CFO. Second of the game, Chem Soul is the name of the game in this one. And, I mean, even then
for Alvaro.
Yeah, I mean, Alvaro has been an absolute beast this MSI. But even this might be a little bit of a road too far as he jumps onto Driver, equalize onto Doggo as well. There's a trample stun as they try and turn it around, but with the Unstoppable Onslaught, Driver's able to distract MKOI. Should be able to pick up the Scion here. He puts the shield down in the end. Super still chasing. Will get the shutdown. 800 gold in his back pocket.
There you go. Pray to Alvaro. Comes over the wall there, is able to help turn it around. And that is massive. Not only do you get a big shutdown, it goes onto your Sivir exactly where you want it. And now they can even push forward here. Maybe take the tier 1 off the back of that. And just like that, the gold lead becomes much more manageable. We're
The
talking
backline is Honkyu and Driver are going to start up this Baron.
Yeah, and they haven't spotted this yet. Junja is showing on mid lane intentionally, and Kaiwing is trying to zone them out, say, hey, we're not on it, but it is going to be spotted now.
Alvaro goes in, Kaiwing stunned up. And look for the solar flare turnaround, good double knock, and Fate Seal's going to land onto 3 as well. The equalizer comes down, and Super untouched so far through this fight. Alvaro trying to get onto the back line. It's a double for Mir when his Driver falls. True Shot Barrage not going to do too much as MKOI is still very healthy. Junja, Honkyu, and Doggo have to try and hold on to this because otherwise MKOI...
A lot of HP to that Baron. Honkyu is already missing a third of his HP. Kaiwing was posturing so aggressively.
Give them an advantage in the fight. Alvaro chunked out a little bit. Baron down to 10,000. Jojo not here, currently sitting on the blue buff. He's going to teleport across as he secures that for MKOI, but that Baron's down to 6,000 HP. Jojo looking for that base seal, doesn't have it for a while. Alvaro goes in, doesn't get the knock up, and Alvaro's down. Doggo gets the kill. Junja still sitting on that Baron. It's only at 5,000 HP though. Fate Seal about to come back up in 9 seconds time. Equalizer still available. Subjugate still available. On the hunt, coming back off cooldown as well as Alioya steps up, but Doggo untouched so far. Driver's been subjugated as Jojo Pyun looks for the Scion. Baron secured. Fate Seal onto the backline. The Equalizer doing a little bit of work on the Kaiwing as Junja now dashes in. Crescent Guard coming out. Junja will survive through it. Mirwin knocked up with a decimating smash, and Doggo comes in for his second kill of the fight. It's Honkyu actually secures it in the end. MKOI forced away the Baron.
Mismanaged there from MKOI, and as a result, CFO get the Baron, get the kill as well. I mean, look at the poke that Doggo was doing.
Absolutely shredding through MKOI. Elioya trying to trade with Junja. There's a solar flare down as Doggo opens up again. Elioya forced down to a third HP. The damage from Honkyu as well across the wall means that CFO can just walk right into this space. MKOI now 5,000 gold behind after only a couple of minutes ago being within 2k. They're going to lose an inhibitor on this bottom side. MKOI will try and defend through mid, but the tier 2 at least is gone as Driver raises it to the ground. A 6,000 CFO will make this dragon their family. 6 Drakes taken so far in this game.
Making it their family if they killed it. Supa finishes BT, so poke not going to be much of an issue for him as long as he has. Oh, he's
jumps towards Doggo, misses everything, and the solar flare connects. Alvaro's going to try and save his mid lane, who has to flash away. The damage goes down onto Doggo and Drive, and you can see what the Ricochet can do here. Junja goes in with the Crescent Guard, looking for Honkyu here. Has that Emperor's Divide, Equalizer back down. Jojo going back in. Alvaro knocks Honkyu back, and he just delivers them. Here you go, CFO. 4 coins on a silver platter. Jojo the last man standing, but Honkyu just sweeps them away.
Alvaro betrays the team there. Thought he had a pick onto Honkyu, but just ends up delivering him onto the head of Supa. Thank you very much. He'll take the ultimate, and he's going to take game 1 as well.
Some delicious sushi there for the Flying Oysters. Pretty dominant performance all round from the LCP's #1 seed. MKOI left rattled, left battered and bruised as CFO have shown they're not here to lose, they're here to play.
Strong game 1 performance.
Execution, and that's about it. So they need to be poking out before fights start. It has to be gold card into Yordle Snapchat, into a little bit of poke, because Bard is the final pick here for Kaiwing on CFO.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be very heavily about the 2v2. You know, I do think in the early 2v2.
Doesn't even pop the cripple part of the E, that Tempest cripple. Junja, though, a magical journey to the bot lane as Alvaro flashes away. Super trying to get away as well, but a good Ishtar's impact. The root blocked there by Super. Alvaro will fall first, and now Super needs to get the hell out of here. Does still have a flash of his own. Doggo flashes, 4th shot to the back. Super.
And then Supa trying to survive, but we're going back to live.
Prison's going to hit. There's the Ishtar's impact as well for the suppression. TP coming in from MKOI as they try and save Alvaro. Alioya jumps across the wall, and now Junja is in for a world of hurt. He'll fall. MKOI on the board as
Very slowly pushing this out. It will eventually stack and push away, but he's going to deny probably an entire wave.
Destiny in onto Honkyu. The Rune Prison comes out as well, but Mirwin gets the kill. Ishtar's impact is going to take him back underneath the tower. Has to try and flash away. Junja puts him in the dirt, and Jojo Pyun will be able to walk away. A 1-for-1 exchange.
It is just a trade of summoners and things like that. They're looking for Jojo, though. They're going to be TPing in as well with the Bard.
Junja and Honkyu coming in, and the Stand United is everything invested to make sure that Jojo's done for. Buried on home soil, Jojo goes down.
The Avengers assemble. 4 members from CFO show up. It's a TP from the Bard. It's the Shen ultimate. It's the Realm Warp with 2. 4 members just materialize on your screen, knock down your mid laner, and now they're over here trying to take down these grubs. Alioya looking to see if there's an angle to steal one away.
He already got the first one, so this would be the second for MKOI if they can get it, and they do manage to sneak it away. CFO on Doggo, who's picked up those 2 kills, and so he's about 500 gold ahead. As Junja's caught out a little bit here. Alvaro looking for that tether, will land it. Super takes a bit of a chunk, but so does Junja, down to half HP. Tempered Fate coming out, Super decides to flash it, with Doggo coming in from the side. Hongyu flashes forward, there's the Stand United. Yoya looking for the kick away, can't get it in time, and with the curtains opening, the public execution is a little bit too late onto Doggo. Mirwin dashing onto that backline, Doggo flashes away. Alvaro forced down towards the bottom side, now Mirwin's in the middle of Junja and Kaiwing. The flash forward with the Cosmic Binding isn't going to connect, so Mirwin will take 1. Alvaro coming in and has the shields as well with that Inspire. Alvaro now needs to run though. Rooted up with the Rune Prison. Destiny comes out from Jojo. Gold card locked in. Honku slowed up, and MKOI will turn the fight around.
Yeah, we saw the shot, but he's going to get avoided. And then finally, Jojo does arrive and gets a kill. On the back end of that play, CFO do grab the Dragon, but nicely done there by MKOI.
Tempered Fate again, there's the Shadow Dash for the taunt. Deadly Flourish coming out as well. Jojo has to flash away. And will manage to survive. It's a race for the first tower as well as Honku continues to push in the bot side. Super's going to stay up top. There's 1 plate on that turret remaining. CFO backing away from mid. And it looks like it is going to be MKOI claiming that first tower blood.
Yeah, I got to be feeling really good about that. Getting additional gold here onto the Caitlyn. Still good aggressive play from CFO in the mid lane. It was a nice sidestep on the Bard ultimate. You know, gets the combo.
Get the Mikhails off immediately. Captain Jacket, or you can even Mikhails yourself with a tiny window just beforehand, because it takes a little bit of time to cast. Driver's going to be able to get the tower on the bottom side. MKOI posturing around this Rift Herald, down to 3,000 HP. Junja trying to step in range for the Smite. Destiny comes out, Junja steps forward. There's the stun card, and Yoya will secure the Rift Herald and the boots for MKOI.
Something really interesting there. So Mirwin was playing off vision that entire time. He was basically sitting in this area right here trying to hide. And I think what he was hoping was that CFO would fully commit to the fight and then he would jump in and surprise, I'm already here, be able to turn around.
Chases Driver out of this jungle as well. Junja will be able to come across. He flashes forward for the Ishtar's impact. There's the Impale as well. And look at the damage on Elioya. Snap! Who doesn't have the teleport currently on this Twisted Fate. Running the heal and the flash. Alvaro flashes immediately away from Honku, but the chase continues as Junja finds his man in the jungle. Alvaro with a great mantra there to get a little bit of extra health back. Super tries to open up on Honku, and now the collapse begins for MKOI. Stand United coming out as Honku steps forward onto Mirwin. Mirwin flashes away himself. Jojo's here. Gold card locked in. Tempered Fate hits 2. Junja looking for the Ishtar's impact. Oh, everything mistimed. The Impale too slow. The dash in too fast. MKOI are going to look for more as they get the kickback. Public execution onto the backline. MKOI begin to turn the tides in the fight. Flash forward from Super. Immediately into Driver who lands the taunt. Junja tries to open up but can't get close enough. Super able to get away across the wall. The chase onto Junja continues. Elioya so deep though. And the rest of MKOI unable to back him up. Alvaro caught with the Deadly Flourish. The curtains open.
Getting hit by the Deadly Flourish. Does have the Mikhails on himself. The Mantra comes out trying to heal up, and then they see
Artican already down to 7,000 HP. Honku trying to get in here as well. Junja might be too late to get here. Ishtar's impact going forward, looking for the smite, but kicked away. Now they'll turn onto Honku. Public execution down onto him, rooted up as well by the Yordle Snapchat. He'll fall. MKOI need to retreat out of the curtain calls. Alvaro takes the first shot, Jojo the second and the third. Driver trying to step in, looking for that shadow dash. Mirwin waiting in the bush, seeing if he can find an engage. Driver dashes away with the taunt. And he's just behind the team right now, does have the Destiny. If he wants to go in, will land the gold card. You can see the extra range from the rapid fire cannon there, helping out. Tempered Fate hits 2 though. As Super needs to get out of here, taunted immediately. Junja on the chase as well, and Super has no recourse to survive. Next up is Mirwin, rooted up the Mikhails too late. The Ishtar's impact into the Impale, and Yoya dashes in, but immediately is Shadow Dash taunted. CFO find 2, curtains open. Jojo takes 1. Takes 2. Alvaro able to get out to the side, but Jojo's going to fall for it. Kaiwing chasing his opposite man with the Realm Orb coming out. He's sent to the Shadow Realm. CFO with a clean ace.
That's massive for CFO in the Baron. And it all was off of these small differences. Alvaro did not have his Mikhails at the start of that fight. It was a couple seconds on cooldown. This lead here, they will eventually get back to that Dragon and take that as well. Being on Mountain Soul Point is really problematic when you're already behind.
Especially on, it's a relatively low damage composition coming out from MKOI. When you're in this spot, you only have a 2-item AD carry. Mirwin almost caught, has to flash. The Serpent's Fang on Mirwin as well to try and get through some of the shields. that are happening on CFO. That's Stand United, obviously one of them. Rise getting shields as well. Driver's going to be able to push through the mid lane. Goes in with the taunt. Elyoya with the kickback. Dragon's Rage underneath the tower. Driver surviving for an absolute age, and we talk about no damage, and there it is. Driver will go down, the curtains open as Ginger goes in with the Impale. They'll find one in answer. It's Alvaro falling. Magical Journey away from Ginger. Destiny going in as well as Jojo Pyun looks for them, but he goes too deep and has to flash himself. CFO are unrelenting in their pressure here. Honku flashes forward, can't quite land the spell flux, but the Realm Warp's there for the chase, and Doggo's barking. He jumps back in as Mirwin's looking for the engage, but he's knocked into the wall, and what can he do? In the face of 4 of CFO, this might just be game.
It's looking like it. Doggo knocks down another one there. They are going to pull back, though. They do have some low health bars. Driver got very aggressive, goes to the taunt flash in the 1v3. Is not able to make anything happen, but he does at least get Mikhail's out. He buys a lot of time for the rest of the team to come over, and CFO with this gold leader just so confident to continue the fight here, posturing so aggressively. We saw very many summoners getting used, and now they're looking for Jojo. They're just TPing.
He steps forward, immediately TP. There's the Tempered Fade as well. Kaiwing teleported in with the Unsealed Spellbook to hit the Tempered. He's a little bit further back. He's fine. Use your front line. There's the redemption, back to full HP. The inhibitor tower goes down. Baron about to expire on them, but they can just push forward for the inhibitor because MKOI still don't have their mid laner for 20 seconds.
Yeah, CFO electing to just kind of back off right now, though. Honku has no ult, has no TP, so they don't want to...
The captain of the team rebuilt it around him.
He's behind them.
As he is behind them on that flank position. The Dragon secured by Honku in just a moment's time. Has that Realm Warp, that's why he's been left to his own devices down there. Will be sold for CFO. There we go. He secures it. Driver looking in. TP coming out from Honku as Jojo Pyun will land the stun across the wall, but Ginger's already onto towards the back line. Driver's taken no damage as of yet. Mirren trying to dance around. Honku goes very deep though, but there's the Stand United, there's the shield, there's the Semaps! The angel on his shoulder keeps him alive. Alvaro forced away, and Honku just jumped into the middle of MKOI, survived. Driver TP's into the base. MKOI, they had one last roll of the dice, but it's coming up Snake Eyes.
Not going to be able to do anything there. Honku knows his strength, pairs up with Driver, and they are on the march to take down this game.
Elyoya's going to try and defend, but he's the only one left standing for MKOI alongside Alvaro, who might die as the collapse from CFO can just come in. The inhibitor does respawn in the mid lane. There's Doggo. 10-0-8. His bite is worse than his bark. And CFO pushing. Elyoya trying to defend, but what can he do against all of CFO? One game away from glory here for Apex. CFO are flying high.
CFO very nearly took
Come by the dive that comes out from MKOI.
Like, hard engage here. I don't like the Renata, honestly. I would be very surprised. I think he's just kind of hovering around for fun, and I think he's going to lock in hard engage. I just don't really buy it when it's like you need some sort of a go button, right? You need to be able to actually lock these people up, apply CC so that the killer instinct can even be used, right? Like otherwise,
better than the Caitlyn Karma was in terms of 2v2 pressure, which is surprising considering how strong Kate Karma usually is.
Absolutely, but you have to take into consideration how the level 1 went, right? And it was really about that aggression, as Mirwin again just going to be able to heal up, and now with the passive stack, Conqueror stacked.
Conqueror fully stacked here onto Rest. Doesn't have another Blade Surge to work with, but Rest forced back once again. Yorick does have a few innate tools for sustain. Last right giving you a bit of health back as Jojo taken
able to finish him off, and Jojo just admitting the mistake, but MKOI looking for a dive here. Rest in trouble.
Yeah, slammed into the wall. There's the flawless duet to follow up, and Elyoya on the board. MKOI
that second time, so has to stay alive, and Alvaro is here, and Honku could be in trouble.
Rising Shove doesn't connect. Flash, Shadowing Strike, but the weirding out from Honku will get him to safety. Goes invisible. Doesn't have to burn the flash, which I think is really what MKOI were looking for there, just trying to even out that summoner spell disadvantage. Honku flashes in though, and Jojo's dead again!
Honku
That's not optimal, but Honku is absolutely slapping. Elyoya comes in, will put the hammer down and get a kill in response.
What's important to me, it's like you're just going Bramble Vest into tabbies and trying not to die.
Paranoia from Ginger. The flash from the Fear Tether is enough to keep super safe. He was actually positioning up because that plate was about to fall on the top side, so he wanted to get the gold from it. Elyoya now coming down towards the bottom side. Rest does have his flash available, puts down the cage, but I don't think Rest is able to escape from this. Meanwhile, on the top side, Alvaro and Jojo Pyun are still fighting. Jojo Pyun down to a 3rd HP as Rest falls on the bottom side. MKOI with a gold lead in the early game, about 1,200 ahead right now, as CFO are going to claim the first Drake of the game.
CFO that he had given, where he was saying this MSI is so important to him because it felt like it was the first time that he had earned it himself, you know, actually getting there himself. Of course, he had subbed in before in the past on loan for another team, but this is, you know, him earning his trip here and really wants to perform well to show that, hey, you know, I deserve to be here amongst the best in the world.
I think there's a lot of people as well who have only watched him in the LPL as the paranoia goes down onto Mirwin, who has no flash and no escape from this. Rest gets the shutdown, and Mirwin just... Oh, Alvaro. Looking for Kaiwing or Doggo here. Steps into vision. There's a flank as well here from Elioya. Kaiwing has to flash away early. The Magnustorm comes out. There's the Paranoia as well. Super begins to open up. Between worlds goes Hongq. The Keeper's Verdict knocks back 2. Doggo looking for the flank. The Paranoia is going to follow back up. Doggo still coming in here. There's the Weaver's Wall from Jojo. Alvaro chasing onto Doggo, but he's got both summoners still up, and he uses the cleanse immediately to get away from the seismic shove. Elioya now on the retreat with the Steadfast Presence. The Weirding coming out from Hongq.
Potential for a fight.
It might just be a fight afterwards. There's the Paranoia coming out. Smite goes in from Elioya. Seismic Shove shielded by Ginger. Doggo across the board actually for both teams as MKOI set up around the Rift Herald. Kaiwing looking for that flank position. Prey Seeker's going to come out as Doggo tries to connect, but the Rift Herald is secured by MKOI. And alongside it, those upgraded boots.
Yeah, and Ginger had no ultimates. You're pretty much never going to look for a fight, you know, in that position. Nocturne without ult in a team fight is just so useless. And Rest's just going to tank up this damage and knock down the tower. It is incredibly low, so we'll be able to finish that off. Nicely done by him. And that is the ult out from Jojo. Has not really been able to find much purchase in this game. You know, he did get taken down a couple times in mid lane, and as a result, hasn't been very active on the map.
That's just smart movement as well from CFO. Splitting these laners up. Hongq's going to dash away. Clears out the wave first. Kaiwing here for support. Even trying to close the gap before this duet. There's the charm, and Kaiwing can just run up to the top side. Great protection of his mid laner there from the CFO support.
Yeah, really slick stuff from both of them, honestly. You know, Hongq just drops the ult, clears out the wave, runs away from the dives. They have to walk through the tower, and that buys his support time to get there. They're looking for a dive on bot side.
Paranoia onto Mirwin. The Fear Tether's going to connect as well as Rest flashing forward, but they can't quite kill him. Doggo comes in with a killer instinct and will take out Mirwin. Meanwhile, it's a dive onto Hongq. The tower's not going to stand for much longer. Mirwin gets the kill. Super down towards this bottom side has got one in response. Doggo's already dead as alongside Rest. So Jojo dies at bot. Mirwin gets a kill at top. Super picks up 2 in the end on the bot lane.
Yeah, that is really big. Super going to be able to grab a couple kills, and they're going to drop the Herald mid here now. So you're going to be able to charge this one in. Maybe finish this off as well. It's just the support in the area, so should be able to finish it off. More gold going the way of MKOI. Over 3,000 Bloodthirster popping up
Start in the game. It's a free Bloodthirster. It's the only way I think I'd be able to beat most of the players here. Between worlds from Hongq, he's going to look to try and dash away, but can't get to the edge of the ring. Alvaro still chasing. Elioya looking for the Keeper's Verdict, doesn't connect. Hongq jumps back with the Weirding, but in the end will fall to Super, who's now 3-0 with a 1.4k gold lead.
Yeah, nicely done. CFO, though, in the area, thinking about looking for an engage.
Paranoia. Ginger goes in onto Super, who doesn't have the Feather Storm. The tower will fall. The dash-in is stopped by the Steadfast Presence, but the Charm's still going to connect. The shutdown with the Grand Entrance. Alvaro now on the front line as Doggo begins to open up. Elioya doing what he can. Jojo coming in from the side as well. Ginger's going to fall. MKOI turn it around and get 2 kills in response.
Nicely done. Are able to knock down that tower there, too. And Mirwin now pushing through mid lane here. He's got his second item, and Rest is going to have to be careful, but Kaiwing is in the area.
Yeah, Weaver's Wall, though. Mirwin just has to survive for a couple of seconds. Kaiwing dashes away, but the chase comes in from Mirwin. Kaiwing will fall. TP in from Hongq. He's lost his support, though, alongside MKOI take a few fights in Game 1 and Game 2 that have swung things in CFO's favor. So it's not all done yet, but they are in prime position to close this one out and take us at least to a Game 4. Paranoia coming out. So we see Mirwin trying to dash forward. Flawless duet doesn't land the stun. TP coming out from Alvaro to try and protect. It's going to be a 4v2, but Mirwin looking to take down 2 before they get in. The quickness in time. Ginger will die to the tower shot as Alvaro tries to retreat. He remounts. Was looking for Hongq, but couldn't find him. And there's the knockup with the Grand Entrance. Kaiwing tanking it well. Alvaro down to Doggo. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Elioya, Jojo, and Super are pushing in. Rest doesn't have the flash, but the stun doesn't connect against the wall. The Keeper's Verdict, though, will keep him in place. And Super brings back the daggers to get the kill.
Good proactive play on the top side there from CFO, but it just doesn't really matter because MKOI, again, getting a play back on the bot side, getting a kill from Mirwin.
Yeah, Mirwin TPing in just gives that extra safety blanket that MKOI needed to make sure that they can secure it. They'll get the Artican. Next Drake up in 4 minutes.
So deep for that vision. You need wards in your opponent's jungle, not even just your own, but they're going to go for an age.
Paranoia coming out. The Weaver's Wall has been popped. Super trying to join the party here as Elioya's on the front line. Between worlds, doesn't matter. MKOI just assassinate too. Hongkyu looking to survive, but he's locked up against the wall. Jojo hits him with a threaded volley, and Super brings back the feathers to secure the double. Alvaro seconds time, it would be sole point for MKOI. Elioya going in here, trying to steal away this blue. The Weaver's Wall will separate CFO. Paranoia coming out from Ginger, but he's on the wrong side of dodge, and he'll be taken out, slammed into that Weaver's Wall.
Active, right? It's MKOI now that are on the front foot. It's them that are playing much more aggressive with this gold lead, as you want to see them do.
You can be behind enemy lines, you have enough escape tools to get out. If you really need to, you can pop the quickness, but with the MKOs as well, you just have so much utility in your kit. Elioya stepping forward here. A 3-item Kaiser is nothing to be sniffed at. Nash's, Ginsu's, and the Kraken finished. Hongkyu going in, the quickness from Kaiwing as well for the charm. Alvaro's caught out here, Keeper's verdict. Not guilty for now, the Paranoia back in. Ginger flashes out, Alvaro uses the Magnet Storm and jumps his way away. MKOI starting up the Baron though, smite from Elioya already used. We'll be back up in about 7 seconds time. TP coming out from Rest as he looks to join the frame. Irwin's in the mid lane. CFO trying to get in, but it's secured by Elioya. Alvaro dashes onto the back line. Kaiwing already down, and I think that will be all for the fight. MKOI managed to secure the objective. The Weaver's Wall coming out though. Elioya has other ideas as he dashes in onto Hongkyu. Magnet Storm on Hongkyu means that he can't escape between worlds. Jojo still looking for more. Junja lands the Fear Tether onto Alvaro, but the stun still connects, and the Shroud of Darkness won't be enough to save him from Elioya. MKOI now looking greedily at getting a game in this series.
And I think they're going to do just that. It doesn't look like there's much that CFO can do about it. It's just Doggo going to try to defend here with Rest, but MKOI are pushing, and they are looking for the first win.
Kaiwing goes in, gets the double knockup. The Blades are called back. Super, though, will kill off Kaiwing. Vanguard's edge in from Mirwin. Doggo having to flash away. He'll get 2 on the fountain. Jojo, Super, and Alvaro, though, should still be able to clean this one up. Super flashing forward, and with the Blade caller, he'll find his opposite man. MKOI show there's still life in EU yet as they get a game versus CFO.
Nicely done there. Jojo looking pumped when you think of this pick as a poke champ. Thresh, obviously, a lot of people aren't really a big fan of it because the execution barrier is so high. This champion can look incredible, but if you are not on point, it is not going to work out. And we're getting A-Soul from Jojo here coming out. That is honestly really hype. He does well, utilizing the additional sniper range in those early autos, constantly poking away at Supa, keeping him pushed in. And as a result, it's been very difficult.
Always a risk with Ginger there. Cease and desist from Elioya available, but don't really want to jump onto the Pantheon without the rest of your team there to follow up. Grubs up. Jojo's ultimate still yet to come off cooldown. Arcane Storm used by Hongkyu to clear out the wave in mid. Elioya's going for it. Cease and desist. Ginger's immediately going to stun him up. The handshake coming out as well as Hongkyu has a couple of spears in his back, and Super needs the rend. He finds it. Alvaro survives the last tower shot, and MKOI on the board.
Yeah, Hongkyu getting a bit disrespectful there. You saw everyone on that side brush, and he said, no, it's fine. I can just clear this out. Meanwhile, though, Doggo is getting plates topside, and they're denying that CS. So, honestly, not that bad for CFO, but of course, Hongkyu going to be unhappy that he did go down there. Cost him his flash as well.
When trading with Driver, but it's a Cassante. He should just be able to walk this one out. Still has the all-out as well, if necessary. Mirwin just slices and dices back towards the wave. Falling Star coming out as Doggo with the Severum and the Crescendum combination. Just trying to force Jojo low, but doesn't really get too much damage out. Does still have the Moonlight Vigil, which when you use it with that red gun gives you a big health explosion. If you use it with the white, obviously you get a huge amount of chakrams that can do quite a lot of work in a team fight. But pretty accelerated is Doggo. 84 CS, a couple of plates to his name as well. About 400 gold ahead of Super right now.
I'm expecting that at this point. And we'll just be going for heavy scaling. This driver's going to take a fight.
Goes all out onto Mirwin. Slice and Dice has already been used. Mirwin does still have his flash, but so does Driver if he wants to follow up. Mirwin, he took the fight. Ruthless Predator for the stun across the wall. Elioya can come and join it. Gets the knock-up on the Driver, who flashes away, but the flash chase is there. Driver trying to survive through this Kaiwing. Almost there, almost in range to get him out. The hook just short of hitting Mirwin, but the follow-up from Doggo is superb. See
it. All 1,000 gold almost here for Doggo, and he's going to get this first tower here quite easily. You have to think. They're up 2K at 12 minutes in.
And they've taken all of the neutral objectives as well. 3 Grubs, 2 Drakes, CFO in such a strong position here. MKOI have been left reeling, and they're trying to get things back on the map, but as you can see, like,
big impact there. One of the things you can do is really put the pressure on the A-Soul and try to force them to use that ultimate.
Cease and desist onto Hongkyu, who puts down the gravity well, will land the double stun, but doesn't get out of it in time. Ginger now Oh, flash from Elioya, just short of catching Ginger. Smites exchanged, they both look for the slow. TP coming in behind here as the Falling Scar was used in the mid lane. Alvaro looking for Kaiwing and Doggo. I think it was just an engage.
Doesn't know if anyone's behind him, so he's just going to watch the tower fall.
Also, the risk of the Grand Starfall always there from the Pantheon, can just jump in, especially when the tower is low. He jumps in, autos the tower.
You're probably going to lose the game, but at the same time, if you show up this far behind with no empowered Ace-ul ult, it is really, really tough.
Flank attempt here by MKOI. Elioya goes in. Doggo flashes away from the cease and desist range early. Jojo joining the fray. There's the cease and desist onto Honkyu. The Sun follows up. Super and Alvo chasing in as Doggo unleashes with the Severum Crescendum, but he's taken out. Elioya falls as well. Junja's the one to get the kill. Super with the bailout on him. It expires, and Junja can't quite get the damage. The spear off to the side. Alvo's going to get chased out by Honkyu. Mirwin flashing forward across the wall, looking for the stun there as well. Alvo surviving. Jojo trying to rejoin the fray. Mirwin will take one. The Astral flight forward as Kaiwing flashes to safety as well. Riftheld will get the charge into mid. The tower will go over to CFO, but MKOI have shown a brief sign of life. I mean, massively behind as MKOI. You need another couple of fights like that if you're going to get back into it. Great for Super that he picked up the shutdown goal, but it's still a massive lead for Doggo. Falling Star coming out from Jojo. Astral Flight will get him across the wall and out of Driver's clutches. The mid lane tier 2 very low here for MKOI. They've already lost the tier 2. Put the spears into the Artican once again. A Comet Spear from Junja looking for the steal. Driver going in. The skies descend. Really a game changer in a fight like this, but Alvaro's already down to half HP. Look how far Doggo is back from the team. That's the safety of his tower there. Astral Flight forward from Jojo, trying to get onto Honkyu, gets the knock-up. Elioya down to half HP though. Junja dashes back in onto Super. Alvaro with a hostile takeover is going to land it, but not onto Doggo, and that's the key target. Mirwin with the Dominus looking for the flank position, but he can't find it, so MKOI have to disengage. Honkyu still chasing and can't quite get the damage in. There's the stopwatch, but here comes the Grand Starfall. The bailout enough to bring Jojo back, but Doggo has a Moonlight Vigil, and he's sending MKOI to the grave. The dash in is not enough for Mirwin as CFO
Liking position here, but MKOI may just get pincered.
Driver could just all out onto Super. Does have that up, but no flash for him. Mirwin forced away towards the top side. CFO take control over the Dragon. Elioya goes in, only onto Kaiwing. Doggo still untouched. Mirwin looking for the flank position. The Falling Star comes down. The hostile takeover is going to hit on Doggo, but immediately cleanses away, and Super's already down. Driver on the back line doing so much work here. Elioya with the bailout can't kill off Junja. And there's the soul. And the soul of EU is ripped right out of their very bodies. CFO cleaning up the fight and looking for the Grand Starfall to make it the ace. Comet Spear just wide. Junja can't see over the wall. Mirwin with the slice and dice. Kaiwing with a lantern flash, and Mirwin will not be allowed to survive.
It is a clean ace, and the question is, what more can they go for? Elioya critically during the bailout stole the Dragon, so Soul did not go over, but still 5 for 0 here. They're going to crack the base as well. CFO are looking incredibly strong. Try to get back in, find a way to win a fight without their key ultimates.
Jojo showing on the bot wave as well. Would have to teleport up here. They're going to go for the battle. Elioya trying to go the long way around to look for a steal. There it goes. The smite secures it. Junja will get
this whole section for MKOI. So even after they're able to actually have this spawn, how do they get over there? How do they actually try to defend?
Oh, Jojo teleports in. Driver looking for that flank position once again. The Singularity out from Jojo will hold the wave for now. Breath of Light as well to try and clear out some of these bound up minions. Driver in the mid lane is on that inhibitor. And MKOI aren't trying to defend there. The Infernum almost just wipes them. The Redemption coming down almost takes out Alvaro. But immediately MKOI have to back away. A Moonlight Vigil from Doggo made me think of Aphelios of yesterday.
That was looking like 300 years.
That was just absolutely absurd from the CFO AD carry, now knocking on the Nexus. CFO, just a single kill away, you have to feel, from this best of 5 victory. They'll take down one Nexus tower. Elioya still looking for the flank, but he's marked. Mirwin dashing in, Jojo forced away by the Arcane Storm. Doggo, he knows Elioya's there, and he's not even the one pushing in right now. Jojo goes in with the Astral Flight. Mikhail's away on Honkyu as he flashes. The Nexus tower down to half HP. Doggo still just waiting for Elioya. The Nexus tower, they can't clear the minions quickly enough, so it's going to fall. All out comes out. There's the Falling Star. Hostile takeover coming across the side as well as Driver is down.
Can't die here or the game will just end, so you have to give up the soul. CFO moments away, you have to think, from a potential match here with AL. looking to try to close this one out.
Hook misses. Dominus out from Mir when Elioy looking for the flank position. Hostile takeover used as well, but CFO just back away and then reset. Junja going in, Falling Star coming out as they dive onto Doggo, but he cleanses and flashes, and now he's barking. Doggo with the chase in. CFO cleaning up the fight. The Nexus in their eyes. After 13 years of hurt, the light of the LCP shines bright as they claim a best of 5, a major region.
What an impressive performance here from CFO. It began at First Stand. It continues here at MSI. This team is so damn good, showing their strength here against MKOI, taking down the